the minute you ask God for something, a lot of people don't know this. I'm really about to put y'all on game, so you really need to lock in. YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Seven. Look, I'm supposed to go do some cardio in a little bit, but somebody had been telling me to make this video, and to be honest, I don't really like making too many videos about this topic, but people have been asking, so I need to deliver. I need to do what I need to do. So we're gonna talk about it today. I have a couple bullet points written out for you guys. I'm not gonna read off them. Y'all know my style. I like to just riff, but stay to the end because at the end there is a very, very underrated point that I want to make to y'all about the benefits of this that people don't really realize. And you could skip to the end if you want to, but it's not going to make sense until you watch every single last one. So do what you want. So the first benefit that I noticed is you just get such a less tolerance for BS. Like, people cannot talk to you crazy. For me personally, I used to let people talk to me any type of way. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's because the girl's pretty. Oh, it's because it's my mom. Oh, it's because. Now, I don't care if you birthed me. I don't care what set you claim. I don't care if you're the baddest girl in all of Texas, bro. We're going to have respect when we talk to each other. That's just what it has to be. I had to have this conversation with so many people on this journey because your mind starts to change. It starts to fire differently. You start to see things differently. And so because what you're doing whenever you're on this path is very hard. Like, it's not easy. Most people will never have to go through this stuff. Most women will never go through this, right? They don't even have the discipline to go through it. And so you have a new standard for yourself, a new self-respect for yourself. So I don't care if you're Rihanna. I don't care if you, like I said, my mom, love my mom to death, by the way. My mom tried talking to me crazy a couple months ago. I had to have a conversation with her. I didn't like that you said X, Y, and Z, mom. I'm sorry. She tried crashing out on me. I had to take a step back. Dad tried crashing out on me a couple weeks ago. I had to tell him. They're like speechless because whenever you back in the day used to allow things and allow people to say whatever to you. You know what I mean? And people were just like comfortable with that. That's what they know you as. Then one day when you stand up for yourself and you're like, I don't like that you're saying X, Y, and Z. They're like, who do you think you are? I just told you. I don't want you talking to me any sort of way. That's just what it's going to be now. Because you become a different person. It's not an ego thing. Although I know a lot of guys talk about like this anger and this like frustration and stuff. You need to really channel that energy so it becomes more, less aggression. I don't think it's anger, it's more aggression that they talk about on retention. You need to channel that so it becomes focused aggression. So it's not an ego thing. That's basically what you want. Number 2, things get clearer. I used to try to make videos and I would watch like some of my old TikToks, or I would listen because I used to make music too. I'm really good at making music. I listen to old beats I would make. I would see old designs that I would make because I'm a fashion designer as well. I do a lot of different things, y'all. And I look at them with my perspective now and the wisdom that I've gotten from God, essentially. Because you get a lot of wisdom when you're on this path. And I'm like, boy, what the hell was I doing? I'm at 1,000 subs in less than a month, right? Because I just know what to do. I know a lot of people have been on YouTube for like a decade and they still don't have 1,000 subs. And they're posting. That's crazy. But to me, it's like so simple. I know exactly what to do. I know what to say, how to say it, what to put in my description, what not to put, all those things. It's just very clear to me. And that comes with, in, I think the book is called Think and Grow Rich. In Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, they talk about this a lot. They basically say that you get the intellect of a genius. Basically is what happens, right? Which is crazy to think about. Your intellect rises to the status of genius whenever you are being sexually disciplined. You don't need to do the extreme. Like, I was talking to one of my homies, like, man, does that mean I can never bust again? I'm like, bro, you are looking too deep into it. Like, it depends on what you want in life, right? Talked about this a little bit in the last video. It depends. We all are going to be on our own journeys, right? If you want to be locked in until the day you die, yeah, that means you can never do that again. If you want to have a family, if you want to have your fun, if you want to get a wife, if you want to have a girlfriend, you got to be a little bit more strategic about when you do it. Doesn't mean you can't do it. Just be more strategic about when. That'll leave you better off. And like, people say, this is the thing that like just confuses me. And like, we got to address this too. A lot of people are like, well, if I release, am I going to lose all my benefits? Bro, let's just say you went 365 days, like we talked about in the first video. You went a whole year. And you released on the 366th day. You're saying that you would lose all the benefits, like all of them? You really think you would lose all the benefits? If that's the case, I would never even do this. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. There would be no point. So the answer is no. That doesn't even make sense. On to the next one. Attraction from women and people. This is one that a lot of dudes get fixated on. This is the one that a lot of dudes want to talk about. Do you get more attraction from women? Yes. Yes, you do. You get attraction from people in general. But it's not just from people. It's from dogs. Babies will just be staring at you, bro. Like, it just becomes one of those things where it's like, you know, not all attention is good attention, though. Just because a girl's staring at you, you don't know her. You don't know who she is. You don't know what she wants. You don't know where she's been. You don't know what her energy's like. You don't know anything about her. So maybe what it could be is when you're on retention, you're going to the gym more, and you're building more muscle, and that makes you more attractive to women, right? That could be it. You're thinking clearer, and you notice you had some blemishes on your skin, and so you start clearing up your skin. Or you start doing your eyebrows and noticing the small little grooming things you could be doing. Or maybe you start noticing little fashion things you could be doing, like wearing contrasting colors. That could be it. So it might not even be this glow, this aura, this mystical thing that people talk about, or it could be. Or it could be. But it might not be. It might be something else. But yes, in general, you're going to attract more people. That's just what I've experienced in my experience and what a lot of people tend to say. On to the next one. Increased drive and motivation. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is the second to last one if you're still watching. Tap in. The first 2-3 weeks is like the worst. Because you just literally want to run through a wall, right? You have all this pent up energy. You have all this pent up energy. You literally feel like you're Omni-Man. You feel like you're Homelander. You feel like you could just jump through the roof. And when you channel that energy, when you transmute that energy, because that's just like motivation from God at that point. You know, they say, man, it's such a bad thing that I have all these intrusive thoughts. No, it's not, bro. Because when you channel it, you're like, oh, wow. The drive that you're getting right now, the motivation spike, the increase. Bro, you can literally, like right now, for example, I'm going to record 5 videos in a row. I just will. I might not use all of them. I might use this one. Who knows? But you just get a drive to do things that normal people don't do. And it's crazy when you put it together with definite plans of action. So if you're like, for me, I told myself I want 1,000 subscribers in less than a month. Everybody I told, even some of my YouTuber friends, are like, that's not, be realistic with yourself. That's not really what happens. I was like, okay. Because I know what my work ethic looks like. I was talking to the AI. I was talking to ChatGPT. I was talking to Claude. I'm like, how can I get 1,000 subscribers in less than a month? They're like, oh, you need to be careful with yourself. You need to post twice a week. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I could do that, but I'm gonna make sure the videos are quality then. And if by somehow I don't get to 1,000 in a month, I'm gonna post 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. I don't care. Like, you just get this different type of motivation and drive that other people don't have. And that edge, that discipline, I could tell y'all some of the craziest stories during an interview, during multiple different interviews, when I was in my down bad arc financially. I got hired at 2 different places because for the first place, it was an email marketing job. And before the interview, I sent them like 5 different email marketing templates. And I was like, oh, you could use these, by the way. I was just making them for fun, but this is the type of stuff I do, by the way. They were shocked. I got hired the next day for the job I work at now. They were about to ask me to do a presentation for them because I was like cruising through the interview stages and stuff like that. The last stage was I was supposed to prepare a slide deck interview. I already had the slide deck interview prepared before they even asked me. They were like, how did you know? I was like, I didn't know. I just wanted to give this to y'all. Like, that's the type of timing I was on. Do or die. So you get way more motivated. And that's something that you cannot. I said the first one was my favorite. This probably is my second favorite because they pair together so well. You don't allow BS, and then you really get on your grind. It's like too much. And the last one that puts all this stuff together, if you're still watching, reality starts to bend to your will. Like I said, I literally wrote this down on a note card. I want to be a fashion designer. Did I know how that was going to happen? No, I had no idea. I wrote down, I want to have 1,000 subs. I wrote down, I want this job. I literally have it right there in my corner. I wish I could show y'all. I write down the things I want, just a sentence. No drama, nothing crazy, right? And then it just happens. I just wake up and one day I have clothes that are sold out. I just wake up one day and I have 1,000 subs. I just wake up one day and randomly things are happening for me. And it's God. I think it's God. I know it's God, because here's the thing about manifestation and all that stuff. I don't really talk too deeply about this stuff, but I understand it very well. The minute you ask God for something, a lot of people don't know this. I'm really about to put y'all on game, so you really need to lock in. The minute you ask God for something, you need to ask. That's the first thing. That's where people mess up. That's why I write down my goals. That's why I will literally pray to God and ask. Ask and you shall receive. As long as you're following God's will, you shall receive. Right? People don't realize the minute you ask God for something, the millisecond, the literal millisecond you ask him for something, he sprinkles all these little puzzle pieces in the universe and he's like, okay, go put it together. It was already created for you. So any goal that you have, anything that you want, even if it's the craziest goal in the world, I want to be a millionaire. I want to make shoes. I want to make music. I want to be a YouTuber. You got to be specific, though. You got to be specific about the goal. I want $100,000 by August. and here's what I'm gonna do to get the $100,000, and here's how I'm gonna serve the universe in return for it. Because I can't just sit and get the 100. I need to do something in exchange for that that will benefit other people. I can't con other people. When you're specific about it, God's like, okay. And he sprinkles all these little puzzle pieces in the universe for you to go and put together. If you put the pieces together, bro, that's what manifestation is. People complicate the manifestation thing way too much. And it gets accelerated. Reality literally starts to bend to your will when you are on retention, or when you're just disciplined in general. See, it doesn't even need to be as dramatic as 365 days. Your streak doesn't matter. It's the intention behind the streak. It's the intention behind the streak. You could be on a 7-day streak, bro. Facts. You could be on a 7-day streak. If you're going in that streak on war mode, in alignment with God, and you know exactly what you want, you would be surprised at the type of things that you could do. So, those are the benefits. And I have a lot of things to show for it if y'all are ever interested. I have a whole streetwear brand I've created. I've created apps, got in my dream jobs. Now YouTube. I have another goal for YouTube now. I'm not gonna say it yet, but I already written it down. I already asked God for it. I already know what it is. So stay in that constant motion, stay in that constant flow. Like, motion is motion. Like, they talk about, how do I get motion? You need to be in momentum. You need to be doing things. Because people with no motion are boring. They're boring to be around. So I'm going to holler at y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.